Welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we talk about everything political from the conservative point of view, from dog catcher all the way up to world leaders and everything in between, so you can make a good decision at the ballot box. Boy, we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I hope you all are having a great summer. It's been hot. We got up to 99 degrees here in the Denver area. So, fortunately for me, it started raining a little bit, sort of sprinkly, but it was nice, cool us down. So, hopefully, tonight I'll be sleeping good and hope you do too. So let's get the show on the road. Let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, the mendacious, melodious marauder, Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome, Lloyd.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just
Good.
another 9-hour day, and it was a hot day today.
Oh yeah, it was hot. Yeah.
Cranking up that AC in the car.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to crank up my AC a little bit in the house here because it's gotten warm. It's been fine, but now all of a sudden it's like, it's starting to get toasty again. So.
Yep.
But,
and you got a place to go to pretty soon, don't you?
This time next Thursday, I'll be sitting in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Grand Junction, Colorado.
And so this is probably, in all likelihood, going to be my last show for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as far as the Conservative Gimps show,
right? Mm-hmm.
I'm still planning on doing the Grumpy Vlogger on Monday.
Monday?
This Monday I'll do it from here, and the following Monday, or this coming Monday, I'll do it here in Muskogee, and then the following Monday I'll be doing it from my son's house up in
yeah, that
Grand
place.
Junction, yeah.
Grand Junction. Oof.
Or those are my intentions. So yeah, but
okay, good. Hopefully it won't be so hot there, but hey, it's a dry heat.
It is a dry heat, so is fire, but it doesn't mean I want to stick my ass to it.
Yeah, there you go. You could drive up to Dinosaur National Monument and see some of your relatives.
Go up on the mesa.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
There he's right there.
Yeah, no. I go up on the mesa.
Ah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's welcome from the blue state of New York. Hopefully it's not as toasty up there. Let's welcome Charles Gillespie. Welcome.
Hello. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, everybody in the chat.
Hey, Charles.
Howdy.
Duty.
And how is the weather there? Is it hot
actually, no, it's not bad today. It's not bad. I mean, we had a temperatures drop way down. I think last Sunday it didn't even hit 70 degrees, or maybe it was last Thursday. One of those days. We're coming back up, but it still wasn't bad today. They dropped the air quality warning from the Canadian wildfires. We had 3 days where they were telling people to stay in.
Yeah.
So, well, not necessarily to stay in, but not to be out and be exerting yourself.
Right.
Like if you needed to go out to the mailbox or something like that, you were good. But elsewise, don't be out working in it for long periods of time.
Right. Well, same here in Colorado. We've had air quality alert because of the wildfires going up, in Utah and in western Colorado. There's a big fire up in Marble, Colorado, and there's another one still going on at Blue Mesa Reservoir. That'd be the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. So, we got a good group here so far. We've got Mark R. White, we got Steve Knowles, and we got Michael Cool Cat. And Brian, Waypoint, New England. Good to see you guys. So people slowly trickling in tonight. And boy, we got a lot to talk about. We've got lawmakers in Texas that fled the state because they don't want to vote on. They want to stop the vote on redistricting in Texas. I always, I thought they did that every 10 years after the census. Why? Why are they waiting until the halfway point to do this? That's what I don't understand. Also, we've got the Trump tariffs just went into effect. I had to go do some grocery shopping and saw a few items. I'm like, holy cow, look at the price of that. That, and also we've got subpoenas that's gone out for the Epstein case. And it's interesting who's who on that list. So we will be getting along once Lloyd is finished with his very important call. And so, Charles, you and I will start off. How about you've heard about these lawmakers that have left Texas and they've gone to Illinois?
Well, I didn't know where they went. I just know that yes, they left the state because there was a particular vote on something, and they didn't want to be a part of that vote.
Right. The vote is on redistricting.
Right. Yes.
And they're trying to, stall that. And I was reminded, a few years ago, we had a similar situation up in Wisconsin. And how did that turn out? Well, it didn't work out too well for the Democrats. So I don't know why they think it's going to be any different this time around. Except this time, they could be losing their jobs at the state capitol. Welcome, Lloyd.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my son calling.
Ah, okay.
So I grabbed it.
Great.
They always forget. They always call at 7:00. It's like they forget that. Instead of texting me and say, "Hey, Dad, you doing a show?" No. But not tonight. He called.
Well, we just jumped in on the Texas revolt where
Yeah.
the lawmakers fled to Illinois, and they may run into some pretty heavy consequences of their fleeting.
Fleeing.
Fleeting. Yeah,
Fleeing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So
fleas with an ing. Fleeing.
fleeting.
Yes.
So they may be up on bribery charges because
Yeah.
the state of Illinois paid for their trip up there.
Right. I was listening to Will Kane, and he had one of those people on his show.
Oh, okay.
And they were getting down to she was going back and forth about, no, we didn't do anything wrong, blah, blah. It's just this happens all the time. Yeah, no, it's not dereliction of duty. And then he had one more question he was going to ask, and suddenly they lost connection. Because the one question he didn't ask that he was going to was, were you paid any money to go there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this lady mysteriously, says it's amazing we can put a man on the moon, but we can't keep a connection going across country.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Yeah, and did you notice all those people left on a private plane or a commercial plane, not Southwest Airlines or Frontier?
Yeah.
No, they left on a private jet to somewhere in Illinois, probably Springfield.
And he as far as I know, she wasn't in Illinois, but he said, because of because they'd given their word, as an actual reporter or correspondent that actually had some integrity, said, we will not disclose your location. That's part of the deal, and he
Mhm.
stuck to it. And that doesn't
Okay.
mean that he might not have let a note drop on the floor and says they're at such and such place.
There you go.
So,
So yeah, so I know, to be fair, Republicans have done this as well, but that was way back in 1988.
yeah.
So
Well, this
just
ain't the first time the Democrats have done this.
oh no, I was telling Charles this happened in Wisconsin back. When was that? Quite a while ago. I think it was during the Obama administration, where they had some redistricting and Democrats didn't want to have a quorum.
Yeah.
So they left the state
Well,
and
they did this in Texas on something else, some law that they were trying to pass, and they needed the quorum. And this was just a couple of years ago.
oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so okay.
Yeah, this ain't the first time this ain't the first rodeo for the Texas congressional
Ah.
people to do this. No,
Mhm.
of course, the federal, a lot of the people in, like the legislate, some of the Republican, U.S. legislatures are up in arms about it too, because a couple of them, their seats might be eliminated.
Right. Yeah. One of them is Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, yeah.
And who's that other idiot? He's the one that stood up at the Trump speech.
Mm.
Is his seat
Was that Green?
endangered as well?
Was that
Who was it?
Green?
Yes, that's right. Green. Yeah.
Yeah, is it Al Green? Is that his
Al
name?
Green. Al
Yeah.
Green. I was thinking of
Well, I
Red
remembered
Green,
his
but
name.
yeah.
Probably because he sounds like somebody should be playing a, you know, a
Flamenco guitar.
yeah, or playing playing a horn and a jazz, in a
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah,
A
yeah,
trumpet or trombone.
trumpet, yeah,
Yeah.
like Dizzy Gillespie and some of those guys that were famous
Right.
for that.
Hmm.
I don't know why, just it sounds like, and
Yeah.
yeah, probably because I'm thinking of Herb Albert as well,
Herb
Tijuana
Alpert.
Brass.
Yeah.
God, that old
Mhm.
guy's still around. I can't believe
Yeah.
he's got to be, what, 120 now?
Yeah. Who knows?
Blowing a horn must do some
Yeah.
good.
Hmm.
Good for your health.
So yeah, Abbott is claiming he could get him on bribery charges,
Yeah,
and if they could,
yeah, and that's
prove
where,
that, then they lose their seat.
yeah, and if they're up on bribery charges, well, uh,
That's a
it becomes
felony.
a, well, yeah, because they've crossed state lines to do it, so
Yeah.
that becomes a
Mhm.
that can be a federal uh thing.
Right.
So,
Right. Hmm. So
ah,
yeah,
but
it's just crazy how you know.
you know, this is funny. That one, her comment was that yes, they would be back. They're only in special sessions for 30 days unless he calls another special session. She said, but you know, we'll come back when Albert quits, or not Albert. Shit, now I got Albert on my mind. Abbott. Uh, when Abbott quits doing the bidding of Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, all right, what exactly is he doing? You know, first off, he's a Republican. Second off, Donald Trump's the leader of the Republican Party right now.
That's right.
And
That's
the Republicans are trying to shore up you know, they're trying to get past this minimalist amount of people we have, and so Ravens are beating the Colts. Okay, thank you, Mark, for the update. But
Yeah,
so
that's preseason.
what is it exactly? But Will King even read the listing of what was, this was down on the list. The first thing they were going to talk about was the flood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for the
right.
flood, help damages and setting up better early warning systems, better cell
Right,
systems, and stuff like that,
right.
so that people aren't caught off guard like this. So,
Hmm.
you know, but that doesn't matter. It's just because she keeps saying, "Well, we had other things we could have been." Well, yeah, but we didn't ever. You never got to that part because first off, this wasn't the first thing on the list. This was like third or fourth down the list. They had other things, but they didn't want to vote on any of it. So to hell with it. Because
Hmm.
it's all about show, and there's already been some come back.
Right.
But now
That's
that
good.
yeah, but
Hmm.
they still didn't have enough for a quorum. I think they needed 8 more. I think to have a quorum,
Oh, good, good.
but it's. I mean, because they've gerrymandered. It's what was it? Illinois. Look at this.
Oh yeah, Illinois is
Yeah.
really gerrymandered. I mean, you look at
Oh yeah. It looks like
that
look.
district that springs out of East St. Louis, and it just snakes its way up towards Chicago.
Yeah, and I forgot who it was that he was on Colbert's Loser Show the other
Yeah.
night, and he was bringing up all this stuff, and he says, "But wait a minute." Even I think it was Colbert, or it might have been one of the others. He said, "But wait a minute. Look at the shape of your map. Says, this is all from gerrymandering. What's the deal?" And he says, "Who drew this out? Were they drunk?" He says, "Oh, we let an 8-year-old draw our map."
Uh-huh.
People didn't think it was funny. It's like, wait a minute. And this is the problem. They keep going back to the same old tried and true thing that anything that's anti-Trump has got to be good for the Democrats.
Right.
Well, it's not working.
Well, yeah.
The Democratic Party's really, they're bleeding voters left and right,
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
you just reminded me of something else. Not I just thought of this. It was going to be part of this show that ever since the feds have cut funding to USAID, turns out a lot of those groups were funneling money into the Democrats.
oh yeah,
So now the Democrats are like going, holy fuck, I don't have any money. I'm going to have to actually campaign. I might have to actually knock on doors.
yeah,
Wow, what a concept.
yeah,
Instead of having some, oh, okay.
yeah.
Thanks, Alexis. She's watching.
Yeah. And she texted me, "Hello, everybody in the chat. Grant,
Yeah,
Mark, uh, Brian, Michael,
Brian. And we got
and
Joel
Joel. Yeah,
Scottline.
Joel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So hello, you guys.
So, yeah, the Democrats are really scrambling to raise funds. And I think this is really going to help the Republicans because, for once, it'll put them on an even field now with fundraising.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because now all of a sudden these Democrats in different states are bitching, oh, we don't have money. We don't have money for abortion. We don't have money for Planned Parenthood. So we gotta sue Donald Trump to stop all that. So here in Colorado, our jackass attorney general has a gazillion lawsuits going against Donald Trump to stop what he's doing. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, that was just, it was such a colossal waste of money,
Yes, it
you
is.
know. Especially, maybe if we didn't spend all the money on all that other crap, they might have enough to be able to build to afford to build some decent low end housing
Right.
and take care of and I'll bet some of them homeless people, except for the ones that are whacked out on drugs, but I'll bet some of those homeless people uh, wouldn't mind, a little bit of what do they call that, sweat equity,
Right.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, put them to work, let them help build their own damn house,
Yep.
that might
Mm-hmm.
be all they need to get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Learn a skill.
learn a
Yeah.
skill, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be
And I
the best
wonder,
kind of.
that's just something I'd like to see the breakdown of. But of all these homeless people, especially like out in LA and, in New York and some of the big cities that are having such a big problem, I wonder how many of those have a college degree,
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
like in humanities or in
Right.
uh,
Liberal arts.
liberal arts. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And okay, so we got that going on. We got the loss. Oh, big win for Donald Trump at the Supreme Court. They have rolled back all these rogue judges that have been putting out these nationwide injunctions to stop
Yeah. Yeah.
what Trump is trying to do. Yeah.
They've done that. Yeah. That's it was a couple of weeks ago. I think they did that.
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's yeah, because they can't. Well, for one, some guy in New York City cannot be filing a lawsuit against or filing an injunction against, you know, uh, one of his, executive orders that's in Washington D.C. that affects the whole nation. You know,
Right.
if it's something
Mm-hmm.
that affects New York, yeah, well, that's inside his jurisdiction.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
if it's a nationwide thing, no. And they told them in order to do that, you're going to have a class action suit. But these individuals, groups of you know green tea lovers are us or some crap like that,
Right.
uh, filing suit because Donald Trump has just dropped the the $5 billion a month dividend to the green tea growers,
Right. Mm-hmm.
or the monkey grass association that they've been growing monkey grass to make monkey grass tea with, and now they're not
Ah,
getting subsidized anymore,
oh,
subsidized. Yeah.
sounds like a chimp off the old block.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's how silly some of those groups are.
Oh, I know, I know. And speaking of a dividend check, it's been confirmed that we are going to be getting a tariff rebate check of $600 per person or $2,400 per family, which is good.
I wonder if I can make
And
some of my grandkids dependents right now.
mhm.
How's that supposed to happen?
I don't know how, but I don't know if I imagine what they'll do is they'll have to go through Congress, and once it passes, he'll sign it, and it'll be either kind of like the stimulus checks, to where it'll be direct deposit in
Yeah.
your bank, or they'll do it like they're doing with the no tax on tips and overtime. Do it through the tax system, to where they can verify that you're a taxpayer,
Right.
and that'll be added on to your refund.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
This
that,
year's
that
refund is also supposed to be retroactive and go back to,
this year,
I don't know if
yeah,
it's January 1st or if it's of this year or last year.
probably this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because he just took office in January.
Yes, and
Part of part of the new tax bill that he signed was supposed to be retroactive for your tax return for this year, the one you've already filed, unless I really misunderstood the person doing the video.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. Lloyd, you got an answer?
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't have the answer, but
that's something that's worth looking up. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One other, before we get too far in, one other thing I wanted to comment on. You were talking about homeless situations and stuff like that, and I was listening to Brett Cooper's show. I think it must have been yesterday or the day before, and she got talking now she put it in the framework of all the nonsense that's going on with Britney Spears, but she was talking about the homeless community on the whole and how many of them were just people with a mental illness of one kind or another. What an enormous number, what an enormous percentage of them, you could give them a place to live.
Yes.
A nice place to live, decent place to live, and they wouldn't stay in there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Where they come right back out. And like a very long time ago, I used to work for social services in Rensselaer County at the medic. Well, I worked wherever they needed me, but the vast majority of the time, I worked in the Medicaid office. And at the time, my and this is back during the mid '80s.
Right.
My supervisor had said that a study had come out that way back then that fully 33% of homeless people, you could put them in a shelter, and this is even under conditions where their lives would be in danger. Like in the middle of the winter when it's freezing outside,
right.
And if you tried to sleep on the street, you'd freeze to death, and they would still they'd turn around and walk right out.
And that's true.
So what I'm going to do, just so people can get, because Brett Cooper has a lot of updated information about this, and I don't remember the specifics. I don't remember the percentages that she was talking about. But I'm going to put the show up for her her most recent show, the show of hers on Rumble, because I'm really trying not to use YouTube unless I really have to.
Right.
So I'm going to put the link for her show in the main chat so that folks can go give her a listen. It's not very long. I think it's about a half an hour or so.
Right.
Yeah, 38 minutes. So it's not overly long.
Right.
So you can listen to it.
And you're very right. There's people that would have would have heavier opportunity, but because of psychological, chemical imbalance, psychological illness of some sort or another, just can't live under normal circumstances.
Yeah. And that's one of the things,
because the percentage went from 33% in the mid '80s, and now it's way more. I don't remember the specifics,
Oh yeah.
I was just, I had it on to have something on in the kitchen while I was doing the dishes and making the breakfast. So
yeah.
I was a little distracted.
Yeah.
But I remember she had a lot of good updated information on it. I put the link in the chat for everybody, at your leisure. Go give it a listen.
I'll go check it out too, because I want to see that too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So.
No. Yeah, I bet a lot of it is drug or alcohol.
Well, and that's the problem with drugs is or alcohol. At some point, it destroys enough brain cells that you are no longer able to function.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you were to quit doing drugs today or tomorrow, you've already done the damage. You've already, my daughter, she's at that point. She's a paranoid schizophrenic now. Whether she does drugs or not, she's already brain damaged. And in her case, if she lives on the street, it's just because she's trying to make her kids feel bad.
Right.
But or she's run out of friends that she can take advantage of. But
Right.
that's the thing, though. They get in this habit of doing that, and it's like they like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, yeah, you're taking, and it's because the drugs have, in her case, they've just killed so many brain cells that
Mm-hmm.
uh and they talk about, they say marijuana is not a gateway drug. Well, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people that went from getting stoned to tweaking,
Right. Mm-hmm.
because, and several steps in between, but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you're right, Charles. There's a lot of them that, and, unfortunately, the war on drugs was a complete failure. We kind of lost that one.
Right.
Another
Mm-hmm.
war we lost.
Right. And now we got all kinds of drugs that we could do legally, like marijuana. And now we've got mushrooms here.
Yeah.
And I see ads on Facebook, oh, drink this mushroom coffee. And I asked a friend of mine who, well, he deals with
Partakes.
mushrooms
Oh,
and partakes. And I said, well, what do you think of this mushroom coffee? And he goes, tastes like shit. Avoid it. You go, okay, that's good to know.
Well,
I think I'll stick with the
well,
gummy.
it's not about the taste. It's about the health benefits of the mushroom.
yeah, well, I like mushrooms on my pizza, and I figure that's doing me
Yeah,
some
that's
good,
right. Yeah, but these kind of mushrooms will make you see things. Like, wow, look at those colors.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to go to a different pizza place then, because I think that's
Yeah,
what I got on my last pizza.
yeah, there you go. You need to go to psilocybin pizzeria. There you go.
There you go,
Mhm.
psilocybin pizza. I'll
One
have to look that one
topping
up.
pizza. That's all you get, but it's good. uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lon
you're right,
says.
Lon. And I the same way. Yeah, I've
Mhm,
seen it. I've seen it in my own family.
mhm,
You know, and it's just and back in the '60s and the '70s when it was really starting to hit. I mean, I had friends that they started smoking pot when they was in junior high,
wow.
and by the time they hit high school, they were pretty much a loser, and I
Mhm,
think several of them are dead now.
uh-huh.
And
Yep,
alcohol's no different, because
yep.
we had the one I call, she was the prettiest girl in our graduating class. She
Mhm.
died last year
Wow,
from drinking herself to death.
wow,
And it's not like she was living on the streets. She died on her and her husband's personal yacht out in the south of France.
wow.
That's where
Yep.
they lived at.
Ah, well, that's what we would call suicide on the installment plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
and it's understandable. Her son was what they call a free diver, and had
Uh-huh.
been and he'd gone free diving from their yacht, and he never came back up. He drowned,
Uh-oh. Oh
and
boy.
that was pretty much the beginning of the end for her. She just kept drinking,
Uh,
and they told her she ended up having a mass heart attack, and they couldn't even get her on. She was dead before anybody could get to her. But
right.
it's
Mm-hmm.
because her heart was, she just drank herself to where, it finally just blew up her heart.
Right. And now, today's marijuana is so much more potent than it
Yeah,
was back in the 60s.
yeah.
And
Back then, getting a secondhand high, it was just like eh.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
you
it
walk,
just
now
smells
you
like
walk down the
sticky.
street and you can get stoned, and you just barely smell a whiff of it, and you're already stoned because,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's that joint they just smoked. They just smoked, 3 blocks away. Yeah.
Now, now people are complaining about GMO. That's what they're doing with marijuana. Why aren't they after big marijuana? That's GMO. That's genetically modified uh, product.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the TV program Good Morning Oklahoma.
No. Or Good Morning Oregon.
Yeah, or Good Morning Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah, or Good Morning Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing the fact that, of course, most people are not smoking pot. That's
Right.
they're eating gummies and,
Yeah.
brownies or some shit
Yeah,
like that. It's
it's
like,
just, yeah.
man it up, inhale it, folks, inhale it. That's the only way to do it.
Well, I don't smoke, and that's why I do gummies. I only do it when my niece says, "Hey, you want a gummy?" Sure.
That was one of the things because I'm going to go stay with my son, and that was one of the things one
Ah,
of his boys was asking, how's Grandpa going to be with us, partaking?
oh,
And
okay.
I told him, and so he asked, he danced. I said, "Are you trying to say, will I be pissed because they're doing pot?" No,
Yeah.
I said, as
Mm.
long as they're not being an idiot, I don't care. It's their choice,
Well, my
and it's
experience
legal in
with,
Colorado. So what do I have to
yes,
say?
it
I can't,
is.
so like whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
taking it.
Just go down to the dispensary and, you know,
Yeah, no, I
ask
won't.
for
I
gummies or edibles or whatever.
we
But,
talked to our doctor that retired. Judy and I both did before, and this is when it became legalized for medical marijuana here in Oklahoma. So we
uh,
talked to the doctor about it. He looked at Judy and he says, "Well, with the stroke and with all the stuff that you've had, you've already lost enough brain cells. We don't want to ruin any more." He
yeah.
looked at me and says, "You didn't have much to start with, so let's not even go down that road."
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So
Well,
okay,
you get a different high than you do with alcohol.
well, I don't drink
It's
alcohol either,
more,
so
it just mellows you right out. Your anxiety just goes away.
I'm
Yeah.
mellow all the time anyway. So
Yeah.
except when I have to go to Walmart,
Right. Right.
especially towards the first of the month. What I
Mm-hmm.
discovered at Walmart? A
Mm-hmm.
bunch of damned old people, and they just get in your way and fart at you. I'm like,
Yeah, they
old people,
do.
get the hell out of my way.
Mhm.
I can't stand old people. They just such a
Yeah.
waste.
I keep saying I can't. Wait a minute, I am old people. Shit.
Yeah. And hello, Lon. I see you
Ron,
working
good
there.
to see you. Thanks for joining. What else is going on? Well, the tariffs just started. What, today or yesterday?
Well,
And
the full tariffs, yeah, the ones that didn't get along, didn't put in their bid beforehand. Yeah,
right, right.
yeah, the
Well,
steep tariff started today.
Trump just nailed India with a 50% tariff because they were buying oil from
Russia.
Russia. Yes. So, he said, we're going to put a tariff on you. You got other, sources
Well,
where you get oil. You don't need to go to Russia. And,
yeah, there's plenty of places, and the thing is, all that money that's going for that oil is going right back into the Ukraine war, and
right.
that's what he's trying to prevent. He's trying to
That's
slow it
right.
down. So,
Hmm.
you guys keep paying into it. You guys are going to have, you're going to have to pay to play type thing.
Right. Hmm.
If you're going to play that game, you're going to have to pay for it. So,
Hmm.
uh,
And he also slapped a big tariff on China today because they're doing some hinky stuff and not playing fair. They said,
yeah, I
well,
forgot. They arrested two Chinese nationals that were here just the other day for they were with the company and they were buying up. I don't know if they were buying up some sort of chips that
yeah,
and they were some of the new ones that we were making here and developed here. And then they were sending them, by 100,000 of them and send them to some company that was in I don't know, Singapore or someplace like that.
right.
and then they were shipped from there to China.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and and that's what they do. That's they buy our stuff and ship it over there, and then they make it themselves at half the price.
Right. And also, Trump is calling Intel to fire or have their one of their CEOs to resign because he has ties to the Chinese intelligence
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess
So,
Apple just did a deal with the United States, big investment, they're moving their factories back here.
oh, that's good.
So there
That's
you
good.
go. Your next iPhone's going to cost, instead of $1,200, it's going to cost $2,500 because it's made here in the United States by union
Right.
workers. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so we got that going on. And what else? Oh, you know what? I wanted to do something a little less serious, something funny I saw today on Facebook that I'm going to play here. I think I found out what Uncle Extra Medium is doing. Let's
On today's episode of If I Had to See This, So Do You.
Oh my God!
On today's
Yeah. And that's something you can't unsee, but that is something that you would expect from Jim Beauchard.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Speaking
So
of, if
yeah.
I had to see this, I missed an opportunity today. I took off from the house, and there was a water puddle on the side of the road back down this way, and
Uh-huh.
on the block over and headed down that. Whether it had been a leak or whatever the problem was, there was a little water puddle there, and there was a bird there drinking. And I slowed down real slow because that bird was about this friggin' tall.
Ah.
And I looked at him. It's a freaking vulture.
Oh, wow. Wow, it was a thirsty vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, or it was a buzzard. It was a buzzard. It's a black buzzard.
Yeah, turkey
We got a
buzzard.
lot
Yeah.
but it had that long, but it was all
Oh,
black. But it still had that little bit of tufting around here. But yeah, we have buzzards here in Oklahoma real bad.
right. Mhm.
They come in. They're so bad they'll come into fields by the hundreds, and they'll get a calf and they'll kill it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they want to decaffeinate it.
Yeah, well, farmers are not. Now, this shows you government regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Farmers can shoot them. Nobody else can because they're protected. Buzzards are protected.
Oh.
And, but they're allowed, farmers are only allowed to shoot two buzzards a month.
Wow.
They have 50 to 100 of them dropping on their field every day trying to steal their cattle.
Wow.
But federal regulations and all that regulation, they can't protect their own livestock.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we see them going up there, but that was just odd to see it down our street, down the block from here, about a block and a half from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, took me a minute to figure out what in the hell. Oh my God, that was a buzzard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was sitting there drinking. It raised his head and looked at me like, I'm not dead yet. You just move on. Don't call your friends in to circle my van. It ain't dead yet.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Brian, and I don't know if I said hi to Brian earlier, but that was really neat.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Yeah,
and
he goes,
he
"Hey, Peter," saying
he
hello to Peter
explained,
Ducey.
"This is my money. There's no tax money."
Yeah. Just wanted to see what I'm going to build with my money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they asked him, "What are you doing up there?" He said, "I want to go for a walk."
Uh-huh.
I bet they wouldn't let Joe Biden do that.
Oh, yeah, he'd probably fall off the edge there. Yeah.
Oh, he'd have never made it up there to begin with. It's falling
Yeah,
down the ladder to get up there. And I think he said he was going to buy some. He says, "Oh, I'm thinking about buying some new missile launchers and trying to find where to put them."
Yeah, well, the last really big project was, I think, during the 50s, where they just did a lot of work there. And I know during the Wilson administration, they just pretty much gutted the White House and just completely rebuilt it
Wasn't it
because there
Mrs.
was,
Wilson that was running the country at
yeah,
the time? Yeah,
yep,
that explains it right there. A woman's in charge up there.
and they were finding interesting, you know, artifacts and staircases that they had no idea that were there, that would go back to, the War of 1812.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
they found this mysterious staircase that from the basement that went up to a back room, and they wondered what the hell, and that got closed off like
Yeah, yeah.
decades ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so it's good that he's doing that, but yeah, that was so neat because he particularly called out Peter. Hey, Peter, hi, Peter. It's just like talking to Peter Ducey from Fox News, and they were interviewing him. So yeah, I was like, okay, why did he call me out?
hmm yeah,
It was quite, got love him or hate him,
right.
is unique.
Yes, he is. He's
This is why that.
unlike any president I've
Oh
seen
yeah, yeah.
since.
There's nobody in my lifetime that I can remember even
Yeah.
comes close to him. And
Oh,
it's like, except maybe John Kennedy, but John Kennedy was a snob,
yeah.
because he
Well,
was.
LBJ, he was
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah. He was.
salty language, but
Yeah, well, he was a little more in the line of George W.
right, he was a consummate politician.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But as
yeah,
far as somebody, and that's why that CNN analyst says, he's the most influential president we've had this century and probably halfway through the last century, which would have put him
right.
back around the time of, not too long before LBJ, which,
LBJ, yeah,
yeah, LJB, yeah,
LGB,
yeah. Well, I almost
JBL.
said
No, those are your
well, now
speakers.
JBL is a wrestler and I almost said his name. That's why I had to stop there and
Yeah,
think of, no,
PTL and
yeah,
PLT, and
yeah.
yeah, you watch that every
Lyndon
Sunday.
Baines Johnson.
Lyndon Baines Johnson. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
But yeah,
Uh,
uh,
there was another reporter that asked Donald Trump, "Now, why didn't you do the tariffs in your first term?" He goes, "I did. I was too busy trying to deal with you lunatics." I thought,
exa-
oh, that's classic. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. He's you know where you stand with him, whether you like him or not. You know where he stands.
hmm
You may not agree with him, but you know where he stands. And that's after the last 4 years. That's pretty refreshing, and it's nice that he's actually able to do stuff.
Right,
Yeah, he's had some. He's had a few. A few losses here and there. Minor ones or some of them.
right.
In the courts, but for the most part, he's getting.
hmm
He's in the business of doing business right now, and
Right.
so all this. It's just like these Texas Democrats. That's
Right.
all they've got is to throw a hissy fit. They don't have the strength, like in Congress, in the House and the Senate. They
hmm
don't have the strength there to have these long, drawn out uh, impeachment proceedings and all that crap that they,
Right.
those people are gone. That time is over, and
Mhm.
they're still reeling from it, and they don't have anything but, hatred and bad attitudes.
Right.
That's all
Mhm.
they're offering right now.
That's all they got, and they don't know any better. It's nothing but resist, resist, resist. Orange man bad.
Orange man
And
bad, yeah.
Orange man bad.
And
They
I
don't
kind of
have
like
any.
orange. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
orange.
they don't have any. They don't tell you what their alternatives are.
And here's the thing. That was our problem.
Yes.
That was our problem for the longest time. We'd say, "Oh,
Mhm.
we're going to repeal Obamacare. We're going to," but we had nothing because
Right.
we were kind of leaderless too.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, we just barely got uh, uh, George W. elected. I mean, that was a nip and tuck on both elections. That wasn't
Right.
so. Uh,
Mhm.
the last big election. I mean, Ronald Reagan was probably the last one that there was a major
Oh, they had
support
a
for him.
landslide. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Mhm.
But the Republicans, ever since Reagan, have been kind of rudderless.
Right.
And
Mhm.
we all wish we were back. Remember the Reagan days? Well, the Reagan days weren't all perfect either, but
Right.
he was
Mhm.
still a hell of a lot better than the alternative to Jimmy Carter.
Right.
And and Jimmy Carter, Reagan was to Jimmy Carter what Trump is to Biden. The same.
Right.
Uh,
Mhm.
and let's hope that in
28.
28 that we have somebody up there like and hopefully, and JD Vance is been pretty active, and he's
Yep.
doing a lot. He's come out and saying a lot, and
Mhm.
uh so yeah.
Yep. And I think this is the thing that really worries Democrats. Not only Democrats, but the establishment Republicans.
Right,
That's why he had the never Trumpers in his first term.
right,
It's
right.
because they were worried that he was going to really shake up things. And that's what he's doing now because he got rid of USAID, and that drained the Democrats' funding
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
And the old establishment Republicans, they were all worried that, oh shit, he's going to change stuff. We can't get rich anymore. Holy cow, we might actually have to legislate and
yeah.
campaign for a change.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why people like Mitt Romney and Liz Cheney and
Right,
those people, they either got voted out or they're not running again.
right.
Like that guy Tillis in North Carolina, not
Yeah,
seeking another term. And now I hear somebody down in Georgia who was a former lieutenant governor who was a Republican is switching to be a Democrat.
yeah. I saw that today, and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean,
Yeah,
who really remembers who the lieutenant governor is? Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know who the lieutenant governor is of Oklahoma right now.
Hmm.
And
Well, I know who the lieutenant governor in Colorado is. It's Diane Primavera because she was a prominent legislature for many years. Yeah.
okay.
Hmm. So, well,
Sounds like she's a ballerina or something.
yeah.
Primavera ballerina. Yeah,
So maybe with the Democrat money drying up, we could hold on to CD8 and maybe we could topple over some of these other competitive House races
yeah, yeah,
and expand Trump's lead in the Congress and
yeah,
in the Senate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So and I think that's another thing that scares Republicans as well, is because, especially people like Mitt Romney, they want to work with the other side, but the other side doesn't want to work with us.
I was going to say they have every opportunity, and we, not everybody in the House or the Senate in Washington are or Washington, as you snobs like to call it. Uh, not all of them are hardcore conservatives. They're not far right. There's a lot of moderate Republicans, and
Yes,
the three of us, each one of us are conservative from one point of view, but we might be
a different flavor
yeah.
of
Yeah,
conservative.
well, yeah, a different type of conservatism. There's 4 or 5 main. I think there's 4 main conservatives, and then of those, there's sub branches of that.
So, I sent you that video of the different flavors of
Yeah.
Republicans.
I read something by
Hey, Michael.
William F. Buckley just talking about that.
Mhm.
And I get this thing from Hilldale College, every month, and
Hillsdale?
Hillsdale College.
Hillsdale.
Yeah, whatever. The conservative place.
Yes.
Yeah, and I get there. They send out this small pamphlet type thing that
Yes.
has,
Imprimis.
yeah, that one. I can never
Yeah.
think of the name, but that usually has a good read in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, do you know who on Gutfeld is an alumni of Hillsdale?
no.
Cat Timp.
Oh, really? Okay.
He graduated from Hillsdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fly Zone FPV. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, hi, Michael. I didn't, I saw you. I just looked down there and saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah, so, we've got different types of conservatism. And so,
Right.
we're and the average person, I mean, there's guys that, they get up, they go to work, they work a job, and, they don't want, they're for small government, but
Right.
they come home and, they don't feel like a beer, but they might smoke a joint,
Right. Mhm.
and then on Sundays they go to church, but they don't go to that hardcore deep Southern Baptist church. They go over to the Free Will Baptist or to the
Unitarian?
non-denominational church.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not hardcore evangelicals.
Yeah. Like
So you've got
Flatirons Church here.
yeah. So you've got a variety of
Mm.
what they call conservatives, but
Yep.
our general demeanor is conservatives, but yet our individual preferences might be more moderate.
Right. One might be more socially conservative, on cultural values. One
Right,
might
yeah.
be more liberal or more conservative on the size of government, what government does. And the other one be fiscal policy. You might be more conservative on fiscal
Oh, it's Matt.
policy rather than social policy and so forth. There's always, and this is the thing that really bugs me about the Colorado GOP. You got 2 factions. You've got the establishment, and then you got the I call Davidians. They're the real hardcore,
Yeah.
conservatives, and they don't want to work together. And it's like, and now I'm starting to hear the same shit the hardcore stuff would say, where the establishment would say shit, and it's like, you guys are going to be bitching and moaning about this. It's going to take a couple generations for you guys to die off, and the new blood comes in and says, hey, let's start winning some races, shall we?
Yeah, and that's the thing. because the if you're part of the Republican or the established Republican Party, there needs to be something that covers everybody.
Right. Mm-hmm.
From the social conservative to the Christian fundamentalist.
Right. Mm-hmm.
From the fiscal conservative to the uh, more liberal minded
Mm-hmm.
attitudes when it comes to dealing with social issues. Some people they're very conservative when it comes to fiscal matters, but they're kind of laid back when it comes to social issues. Like, okay, whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're not woke, but
And
they're not asleep.
Some Republicans are more nationalistic or populist.
Yes, yes,
Like Trump is. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
That's the thing that really drives, what is the turtle? Mitch McConnell and Mitt Romney and Cheney, all batty because he's a populist. He's a nationalist. He's thinking of America first,
right,
and he wants to do what's best for us. And
yeah.
I
I mean,
think that's what's refreshing.
you just look at like we were talking about a little earlier, what he's doing with the White House.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's not costing the taxpayers a dime.
That's right. That's right.
It's either his money or donors.
Right.
And like he says, he donates his yearly income to somebody. He doesn't even take it. He doesn't get paid, or he
Yeah,
doesn't take
that's
paid.
right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so Fly Zone FPV that's
Michael.
no, that's Fly Zone drones.
Yeah, those
is Michael.
Fly Zone drones. Yeah.
But
Michael and Sergio, the Toto brothers.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The twins. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought that was.
Yeah. They're out of Illinois.
But I saw that Mark put up that into the panelist Matt. So.
Maybe he's talking. I don't know maybe there's another Matt that does a show. The only one I could think of is.
Well, see, I had Fly Zone drones down here, and this is Fly Zone FPV.
They're the same one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they changed their name to FPV.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's who I thought that was. I thought it was one of the Sergios.
Yep.
Or the twins. Toto brothers. Twins. Yeah. Sergio's the other brother. Yeah.
Yep.
The Toto brothers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
Just like the little dog.
Yeah.
I'll get
I'll
you
forget by tomorrow. I'll forget what we were even talking about by tomorrow.
Yeah, well.
I had to stop here a minute ago to think if I even had supper. Which I did.
Well, we just did a little over an hour.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of stuff tonight. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Michael, always good to see you. I hope you keep coming back. And
yes, definitely.
Get your brother to come over and get some more of those Illinoisans. Illini people.
I have this theory that it's really only one person. He just uses a different name on different channels.
Okay. There you go. So
except for the fact I've seen both of them on a channel together. So
everybody have a great evening.
That's just two different camera angles on the same guy.
That's what it was. I'll bet that was it right there. Two different camera angles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So spread the word. Let's grow this channel. We're at 504 right now.
Yeah. Spread the word that we're not a turd.
Yeah, that's right. And don't forget my drone and entertainment show, Arco Drones and Entertainment, tomorrow night. Only I'm on an hour earlier, so I do it for 2 hours. And Bill's show on Saturday, where we cover the same shit on Friday. We just push it on to Saturday. we just kind of.
I'm on the Saturday show. That's what makes it so great.
Yes, that's right. And then Lloyd's show on Monday, so we could. It's kind of like the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. God bless. Good
Have a
night.
blessed week, folks. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there. Or weekend.